All right. Okay, so I guess we'll just start right into it. Although, okay, so when the IDs do eventually come out, I'm probably going to go over the like coin values and stuff. But right now, we're just gonna look at the kit for now. All right, so skill one. So a lot of, well, all of Dawn's stuff is gain coin power for every X. I don't have an arrow. Okay, gain coin power for every X rupture plus sinking. So I don't really know why Dawn has sinking, but I mean, might as well, right? Like all the other heishou all have their own random whatever, so sure, why not sinking? Sure, why not? But yeah. So the main point of like the highlight of this gain coin power for every X is that it's not gain coin power at X, which means that coin power is gonna go up to at least +2. And it has that for, I think, all of the I think it has that for all of these skills. Gain coin power for every X, gain coin power for every X. Yeah, for all of them. So all of them are going to gain probably 1 and then 2 coin power. So just because it's like the most common thing, it's really likely that the initial coin values are going to be the standard stuff, like 3 base power, 4 coin power on the skill 1. So it's going to go from 11 to 15. Skill 2 is probably going to be the standard 4 base power, 4 coin power, so that's probably going to go from the 16 to 22. And then the skill 3 is probably going to be the standard 4 base power, 3 coin power, because it's 4 coins. So that's probably going to go from, what is it, like 16 to 24, I think. Should be, at least. I think the only thing that makes it not as short is the fact that it has, if target has shatter mark, which I guess it applies somewhere in the kit, deal more damage. So that is like a bit extra, so I don't really know where, like, if there's going to be a trade-off, like if there's going to be reduced like base power or coin power because of that extra damage. But if they leave all of the numbers as the standard, like if they leave all the numbers as the standard, then I think that's not exactly going to be a problem. Like, it should be fine. Well, yeah, if they don't like mess with the clashing numbers, it should be very strong in general. Let me fix this size for a sec. Okay. Okay. So the rest of it, right? Where is my thing on OBS? Okay. All right, I have to change the layers a bit. Okay, so skill 1, pretty simple. Skill 2, well, I should probably read. On hit, inflict rupture count, inflict sinking count, and then on hit, inflict rupture, inflict sinking. So, I mean, none of the heishou IDs are really anything aside from rupture. Like, yeah, they have stuff that's not rupture, but like, they're rupture units. They, like, like, I don't think anyone's gonna look at this ID and think, oh yeah, that's a sinking ID. I think what is kind of weird though is one of the only IDs with rupture sinking is Queen of Hatred Dawn. So now I think this is another rupture sinking ID that Dawn has, which kind of weird, right? Because like I would think someone else would get a rupture sinking, but I guess Dawn, I mean, how many other rupture units does she really have? I guess she has the the Walp 2-star, right? And then the, I mean, W Corp doesn't really count as Rupture. Sinking, I don't think she really has sinking though. I think Queen of Hatred was her first sinking ID, so that's kind of weird as well. But anyways, combat start. If this unit has burgeoning, that of horns. Convert the last coin of the skill into unbreakable coin. The last coin deals more damage based on horns stack. So I'm gonna be very honest. I have no idea what the point of turning that into an unbreakable coin is. Like, she just shouldn't lose her clashes in the first place. Like, why does she need to make it unbreakable? I don't really see the point. Just to, like, don't lose your clash. But I mean, it's just there, just because, I guess. I don't know. Maybe the theme is like, oh, like unstoppable force or something. But I mean, okay. I don't know. But anyways, the last coin deals more damage, and I think that's also a recurring thing, is the last coin dealing more damage. So basically, if her numbers are all standard, then she's just gonna get additional damage just because. So far she's just looking like a very strong ID. I just noticed she's blunt damage as well. We kind of needed a new blunt ID for Dawn since the other ones are kind of slow. I mean, yeah, like the other ones can be decent, but like, I mean, yeah, they just feel very slow to use. But yeah. Convert last coin into, we already read that. Okay. Inflict Rupture count, Inflict Sinking count, and then Inflict Rupture, Inflict Sinking. If this unit has horns, deal slash damage equal to X% of this coin's final damage based on horns stack. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Deal slash damage equal to X% of this coin's final damage. So it's just a lot of stuff based on the final coin's damage. Which I feel like that's not, I don't really think I've seen that much before, to be honest. So that's pretty interesting. I guess they did have to change up the heishou. I mean, they had to change them up a little bit somehow. So yeah, I mean, even design-wise, it looks very different from the other ones. I think this design does look pretty cool. Yeah, so that's the skill 2. Skill 3, 4 coins. Same thing with gain coin power for every X. That on target. Combat start. If this unit has horns, convert all coins of this skill into unbreakable coin. So yeah, more unbreakable coins. I mean, I guess if they're all unbreakable coins, that's a little different than just one coin being unbreakable. And deal more damage based on horns stack. On use, gain horns stack. So I'm guessing the horns thing is like the equivalent of the other heishous, like the buff they give themselves to increase their speed or whatever. I'm guessing it's basically that. Although I don't know if it's going to be speed related or if it's going to be like more focused on like coins and damage and stuff like that. But I mean, we'll get to it, I guess. All right, it's right there. This unit's base skills attack. Base skills inflict more rupture, potency, and singing potency. Okay, so that really is not too exciting. I guess the main use of it, like I don't think the potency is going to be that important. I think the activating the stuff on the skills 2 and 3 are probably going to be a little more important. And also, it's like it does stuff with passive, but we'll get to that. All right, so on use, gain horns. On hit, inflict rupture count. On hit, inflict sinking count. On hit, inflict rupture. On hit, inflict sinking. Deal more damage based on any of the panic type changing effects on target. Oh yeah, so Shattermark, I think, changes the panic type to Shattermark, whatever that does. So I guess deal more damage based on that. Okay, on hit, deal slash damage equal to X% of this coin's final damage. Okay, so another interesting thing is it says equal to X% of this coin's final damage. So like, what does that imply? Because it's not that coin's damage, it's that coin's final damage. So like, I don't know if it is basically the same as that coin's damage, but the word final in there could potentially change some things. Like potentially make it stronger, but it might not make a difference. So we'll have to see when it actually like gets released. If the target has Shattermark, deal even more slash damage. Okay, so deal even more damage. I guess that's why the I guess that slash damage gets added onto that. Yeah, it looks like it. Cause this is new. This little dot. I don't think I've seen that before. It might have been in something, but I think this is the first time I've seen that little dot. Inflict Shattermark next turn if target has any panic type changing effect influencing. Okay, so I guess that little dot is like an additional bullet point for the on hit effect, is what it looks like to me. But yeah, all right. The counter or the defense skill, Clashable Guard, like the rest of the heishou, probably going to be the standard. What is it, like 4, 5, and 5, right? Maybe, and then 4, 6, and 6 would go up to 16, right? Although I don't really. Yeah, I guess we don't really know. Actually, no, it gains final power instead of coin power, so never mind. Yeah, not sure what that's gonna be. On use, gain horns next turn. Yeah, floats rupture and float sinking, not too important. Okay. Passives. Upon activating Exalted Command, Lord Honglu. Okay. Honglu gets the bolus stuff, right, from every heishou when he uses his skill 3 and does the combo with them. So it looks like using. It looks like when Honglu combos with Dawn, he gets this as like a passive from the bolus he gets from Dawn. So increase sinking and inflicting. Wait, okay, now my words are messing up. Sinking and rupture, potency or count goes up. Potency or count. I guess that means if he inflicts potency, he does more potency, and if he does count, he does more count, is what I would guess it means. But, yeah, that's interesting. His skills don't give sinking unless that also applies to his ego skills. Or I don't know if that would apply to ego gifts in Mirror Dungeon. So I'm not really sure how that's going to turn out. But yeah. Explosive battering ram. Get it? Get it? Like a ram? Cause okay. So deal negative target's SP divided by X% more damage against targets at less than 0 SP. So at less than 0 SP, whatever the target's SP is, negative that, divide by X% more damage. So let's say they're at like negative 20. So negative 20 divided by X, let's say it's like 5, right? Then that would be 4% more damage. Okay, actually let's say it's at negative 45. Negative 45 divided by, what would it be? Like, if it's negative 45 divided by 5, then it would be 9% more damage. And that feels kind of low. So I feel like maybe it should be lower than that. But at the same time, I don't know what other number would make sense. 2? 2 would be good. Yeah, hopefully it's something decent though. I mean, yeah, if it is 5, and if some, I mean, it's really rare that people are at, like, low SP. Because, like, a lot of the targets that have SP are the fights that last the shortest amount of time. But I think, yeah, here, deal more damage for every X, rupture plus sinking on target, strengthen this effect, and its max value against targets without SP. So that is a lot better because, I mean, it works on abnormalities and all that. So it's just kind of like a backup. And I think it says strengthen the effects and its max value against targets without SP. So I think that implies that it also works against regular targets as well. So just a passive of just deal more damage for every X rupture plus sinking. Like, not only are you getting coin power for having rupture on things, but you're just getting free damage on stuff just for free. Like, there's no reason to have that, but she just has that anyway. So that's not bad at all. If the unit has horns, the last coin of this unit's base skills deal more damage. Yeah, so last coin deals more damage again. So I guess it's really not a haste focused ID like some of the other heishou are, like the Mao branch, right? When attacking skill slot equipped with a defense skill, deal even more damage with the last coin. When clashing with the clashable guard skill, gain clash power. So I guess this Dawn is meant to 1v1 the defense, right? Like, it kind of seems like a very, like, it feels like it's very geared towards like a tank killer vibe, right? Like, if they have a unit that's like defending, Dawn just ends them, is what it may turn out to be, potentially. Flesh-rending horn growth. That's an interesting name, alright. Ally with the fastest speed on hit with base attack skill against enemies with X plus rupture counter, sinking count, inflict defense level down. So, I mean, yeah, defense level down is cool and all, but I mean, the rest of her kit just sounds so strong, so I don't really think she's gonna be warming the bench, especially when there's units that are like the C branch or whatever. I mean, I don't have those units, so I can't really say anything about them, but like, I think Dawn's damage is gonna be pretty decent at a minimum, like, especially if her coin values are standardized. Then if like the other damage is put on top of the modern coin values, then that's just gonna be good. It's just gonna be good. It's that simple. Shattermark. Take more damage from Gluttony and Gloom skills. That is something. So she's taking down enemies that are defending, and she's letting everyone else do more damage with Gluttony skills. And in a heishou team, I think everyone has Gluttony skills. I think every single unit should have Gluttony skills. And Gloom skills. Which is even better because I think some of the heishou have Gloom skill 3s. So that's pretty huge. Units with SP change their panic type to Shattermark. Units without SP lose clash power. So this seems like a support ID because of Shattermark alone. And if it's not, well, it doesn't seem like support ID. So she's just doing a lot, right? She has really good coins. She has really good conditionals of the gain coin power. If the numbers are standard, then really good clashing power, really good damage, and then there's the extra damage on top of that, and then there's the extra damage on top of that, and then there's the extra clash power towards people defending, and then there's more damage, and then now on top of all that, now she has utility for support as well, increasing everyone else's damage as well, and reducing things clash power even more. And like, she just seems like a really good ID. Like, she's just good. Well, if the numbers are right. Turn on reduce stack. This effect is not cumulative. Yeah. Apply to units without SP. Conditional to certain enemies that have SP but can't change their panic types. Shadow mark, panic type effects. Low morale, lose clash power, lose defense level. Panic, lose clash power, lose defense level. Okay, so she's just good. And then inflict more rupture and insane potency. So I mean, yeah, she inflicts rupture count, rupture count, rupture count. I don't expect her to be count positive in the slightest because of how many coins she has. But what I do expect from her is to be good at literally everything else. Because she just has such a solid kit. Like, her kit is just so, like, put together. If, like, it's gonna be hard for them to, like, make her weak or something. Like, it's gonna be really hard for them to mess her up. Because she just seems very, very strong. Alright, now for Heathcliff. And he has adept in his name. So those, like, I mean, what was the last heishou adept? Was it Mao Faust? Because if the last one was Mao Faust, then he's got some shoes to fill for sure. And he might actually pull it off when looking at his skill 3. But he's got a reuse in his skill 2. Alright, hold on. Wait, start at skill 1. Okay, so skill 1. So he gains coin power differently, or gains numbers differently, which is kind of weird. So on his skill 1 and 2, he has, if target has X plus burn plus rupture, gain coin power. So usually that's only like 1 coin power. But yeah, so it's not like that great, but then again, he has 3 coins on a skill 1, and that is pretty good. And he also gains clash power for every X burn on self. So he looks like a self burn unit, right? Because I mean, for burn on self, that's kind of makes him a burn unit, or self burn unit. Who would have guessed that burn on self means you're a self burn unit? That's crazy. Anyways, so I mean, who else has a 3 coin skill 1? Ringy Song, right? Although he doesn't really gain coin power on it. So what could this coin end up looking like? Now, at first I was thinking it could be 3 base power, 3 coin power, and that would go to 12. But he also, because then with the coin power that would go up to 15, but he also gains clash power as well for every X burn. So it's possible that this skill 1 is going to be a lot weaker than 3 base power, 3 coin power initially. Like, I mean, I hope not much weaker. I would hope it's going to be at least 2 base power, 3 coin power, at least, because then that would make it roll, well, it would make it like roll 11, and then with the coin power it would go up to 14, and then with the clash power it says for every, so that it could go up from like 14 to 15 and then 16. So that could potentially make sense because it's an adept, because it's like supposed to be stronger or whatever, right? But I feel like that's a little bit too strong on a skill 1. I mean, I think we just did get a 16 power skill 1 from, I think it was Walpurgis Ishmael, right? So, but like, he's not a Walpurgis ID, so it wouldn't really make sense for him to be that strong. Like, it's possible for him to be that strong, but I don't think he will be, just because he has so much other damage in his kit that it doesn't really make sense to make his skill 1 so powerful. But yeah, Clash Start, apply burn, and burn count to self and target. So that's pretty interesting. Clash Start applying burn. So it's not even on hit. And it's burn and burn count to target and self. So that's definitely something. On hit, inflict rupture, on hit, inflict burn, heads hit, inflict rupture count. Okay. So he's a rupture ID. Every ID that's a heishou is a rupture ID. Like, yeah, he can be used in burn teams, just as Wei Dawn can be used in sinking teams. But like, he's a heishou ID. I think even more than rupture, more than burn, he's a heishou ID. And just the fact that he's a heishou ID, he goes in the heishou team. Like, especially with the Honglu and his boluses and all that. Like, he kind of just makes every heishou kind of fall into the same team, just because. I feel like it's going to be kind of weird getting a rupture unit that's not heishou at this point, because like every rupture unit is just turning into a heishou ID. So like, anyone that's rupture that comes out, they're just not going to fit into the heishou team. So they're going to need to make rupture IDs pretty strong if they want to ever compete with the rupture team ever again. But yeah, it does seem like they're trying to fill out full roster with like all of the, like, it feels like they're trying to fill out the full roster with heishou IDs for like making like one huge team. So I wonder if they're going to do something similar with Ryoshu in her Kanto. Anyways, I got a little bit off topic there. Skill 2. Same conditionals, same Clash Start, on hit, inflict rupture, heads hit, inflict burn count, on hit, inflict burn, heads hit, inflict rupture count, on hit, gain burn and burn count, on hit, gain burn and burn count. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, that's a weird one. All right, on hit, deal burn on self times X% of this coin's final damage, wrath damage. So that is very similar to, I think, Rhodia and Yisong, their Liu IDs had something like that in their skill 3, I'm pretty sure. Something about like burn times whatever. I mean, it was basically like a weaker Dark Flame, right? And Dark Flame was basically like an alternate Sinking Deluge. And now this isn't, and then there was the Rhodia, and then there was Yisong, and now there's this. So it could be strong, but like, it's probably going to have a limit, I'm sure, because they usually do have a limit. But another thing about this is heads hit if this unit has Blood Flame, or if this unit has less than X% HP. So it's probably not going to be. Is that it? Why is that like a she ID? Anyway, so it's probably you're not going to need the less than X% HP. You're probably just going to have the Blood Flame on it. Reuse this coin. So all of that deal burn on self times X% of this coin's final damage, wrath damage, you get to reuse the coin that does that. So that is very good, potentially, if it does a decent amount of damage. Oh yeah, the numbers, as for the skill 2, I mean, I don't even know what it's going to be, to be honest. I mean, it probably can be a simple, I mean, would they just stay with the simple 4 and 4? Probably gain like 1 coin power, and then I guess up to 3 clash power would make sense. to equal it out with Dawn. Or, I guess the thing is why they can't give it too much coin power is because they have a reuse on the third coin, and that would just make it a little bit too strong. But anyways, now for skill 3, Unfocused Volley. Now, Unfocused Volley, I really don't like. Like, anything with Unfocused Volley, I just don't like it. It feels very inconsistent, and it feels like it sucks. And it's not as reliable as standard AoE skills. So I might have even preferred if this wasn't Unfocused Volley. Like if it was just like a single whatever. But there are its uses for it. Like for example, if you're like fighting like weaker enemies, then instead of just being able to only burst down one enemy, if you kill an enemy, then you can just move on to the other ones, because you're not going to attack an enemy that's already dead, right? So it kind of lets you do that, but I mean, it still just feels kind of like it adds a lot of RNG, and I'm not really a huge fan of that. That was bad. But yeah, so it's kind of weird. Deal more damage for every X burn on self. Oh, sorry about that. So deal more damage for every X burn on self. That's whatever. That works. More damage. No, I don't think I see any coin power though. Oh no, I do. Okay. Combat start if the has blood flame. Convert all coins to unbreakable coins. Okay, that's not bad. Before use, add X Battle Blood Instinct. What is that? What is Battle Blood Instinct? What is that? It's the first time I've seen that. Alright, whatever. Activate Rooster's Rampaging Blades under the Ensanguined. They really like the word sanguine in this game. It's Ensanguined Heaven instead. I guess that's a name for a skill, alright. That's definitely a name for a skill. On use, gain Blood Flame. On use, gain coin power for every X burn plus rupture on target. So this, I think, could be the standard 4 base power, 3 coin power, going up to 5 coin power. So rolling from, was that like 16 to 24? And then it's also gaining clash power for every X missing HP on self. That, I mean, sure. I mean, I don't really plan on losing HP, and I don't think anyone is planning on losing HP. But I guess it makes sense if he's self-burn, then he kind of has to have some trade-off to be able to have more survivability. Although I don't see any healing in his kit yet, I don't think, right? Yeah, I don't see any healing or anything like that. For use, oh, already read that. After attack, gain burn count. On hit, after attack, gain burn count. Not before. Okay. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter when you gain burn count, right? Because, because burn count ticks at the end of the turn. Unless you need burn count for something with this ID, I don't know. On hit, apply burn to target and self. Heads hit at X% plus HP. X% plus HP. Take burn damage by burn points on self. So when he's above a certain HP, he loses that HP. So I guess when he's below it, he doesn't lose it. So that's kind of awkward, right? Like you get punished for having high health and you don't get punished for having low health, I guess. Okay. Alright, sure. On hit, inflict rupture count. On hit, deal burn on self plus burn on main target. Percent of this coin's final damage. That can be interesting. Gluttony damage against all targets. So that sounds pretty good. So let's say he has 99 burn on self and 99 burn on main target. That's like, let's just round it to 200. So deal 200% of this coin's final damage, gluttony damage against all targets. So there's very, very clearly no chance they will allow that to happen, because that would be ridiculous, right? Like there's no way they leave it like that and they don't put a cap on it. Like they gotta cap it at like 30% or 15% or something like that. Because if they don't put a cap on that, that's just gonna be ridiculous. So they should really cap that. Like if not, like, I mean, actually, how much damage would it even be anyway? It's like, okay, let's say it's 24, right? 24, and so what's 200% of 24? That's like 24 times 3, so it's like 72, I think, right? So then 72 times, let's just assume the unfocused volley has a AoE of 3. So let's say 72 times 3, what is that? It's like 216, I think. Right? So that's just an extra 216 damage for what? For free? I mean, I guess you're getting yourself to, well, I guess you can't really get yourself to 99 burn. That would kind of suck. Actually, no, you can, because I think in his passive he can't die to burn or something. But, anyways, even if it's only like 100% of that, then, I mean, actually, hold on. 200%. Oh, no, hold on, I did that calculation way off. It's closer to like, what's it, like 48 times 3? Let's just say 30 times 3, just because it's like 90. It's like 90 damage. Okay, let's just say it's like 100 extra damage. Is that calculation off? Yes. Why is it off? Because we don't know the numbers. And also, I didn't put too much time into it anyway. So, moving on to the next one. 4 unbreakable coins. Okay. Now, how does that activate? Do you just have to have... oh, you need Battle Blood Instinct? How do you get Battle Blood Instinct? I don't see it. So it's probably somewhere in the passive. Sounds good. Okay, so once again, the gain coin power for every X, burn plus rupture. So once again, it's probably going to be 4 and 3, unless it's higher for some reason, or if you gain more coin power than 2. But let's see what else happens. Deal more damage for every X burn on self. Deal more damage for every X percent missing HP on target plus missing HP on self. That's pretty good. That is definitely pretty good. Gain clash power for every X percent missing HP on self. That's kind of whatever. Clash win, gain burn. Sure, why not? After attack, consume Battle Blood Instinct. Don't even know what that is in the first place. After attack, at more than X burn. Consume up to Y, excess burn, and heal. Burn consumed times Z percent HP. Okay, so healing in this kit is really good, because his entire kit is basically like, oh, you wanted to do damage and live to tell the tale? You suck. You don't get to do that. And this is basically saying, oh, just kidding, that was just a joke. You actually can heal. Don't worry about it. You're chilling. Yeah. So that's a pretty good thing to have on his kit, for sure. Unbreakable coin on hit inflict rupture count. Unbreakable coin on hit inflict burn count. Unbreakable coin on hit inflict rupture. Unbreakable coin on hit inflict burn. So that's kind of not too exciting, but once again, nobody really cares about the statuses on the heishou team. I mean, I guess some people, if they want to speedrun railways with rupture count, then I guess they might care, but for the most part, it really doesn't change much. And I guess I think there was an announcement for like the Railway 1 rerun, so that might be coming out soon, so that's pretty cool. On hidden, if this unit has X plus burn, or if this unit has less than Y% HP, reuse this coin. He gets a coin reuse on this. Reuse this coin. On hit, deal X% of the coin's final damage, wrath damage against all targets. Wrath damage against all targets. If this unit is the final coin, heal HP equal to the damage it dealt. What? I think this is the single best coin in his entire kit. Well, I mean, the skill 3 last coin always is the best, especially on enhanced skill 3, but like that is... Oh, that's really nice. That's really good to have. More HP. More damage. And you get to reuse that. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Unused gain Blood Flame if target has Burn Pulse Rupture. Base power if this unit has Blood Flame, gain coin power. If this skill deals plus X% damage for every Y% HP of this unit cumulatively lost in this encounter. So not HP it has lost, HP it is cumulatively lost in the encounter. So even if you heal back to full, you still keep whatever bonus damage you get for the counter. So that's pretty interesting. Clash Start, gain burn count, on hit inflict rupture count, inflict burn. So that doesn't really matter, to be honest. I think it's interesting that Clash Start gain burn count. I mean, actually, yeah, I guess that like kickstarts his self burn or whatever. But yeah, so clashing wise, I don't really know how he's gonna be, but damage wise, he looks pretty solid. I think I'm still gonna end up preferring Dawn for consistency, but damage wise, he should be pretty good. Alright, let's zoom in on this now. Alright, passives. 3 passives. Okay. Heishou Bolus for Honglu. On hit with this unit's base attack skill, deal X% to gluttony damage dealt as wrath damage. So I think that's only going to activate for Honglu's skill 2. I'm pretty sure, right? Because Honglu gets the bullet, so he's probably only gonna have that activating on his skill 2. Because it's unit's base skill attack, so I don't think it counts for ego skills. So that's gonna be... It's kind of an interesting way to put that. Because it's only really for his skill 2. Unless his skill 3 triggers a Heishou unit to use a gluttony skill 3, and then it counts for that. But I don't know if it... I don't think it will, because it's base attack skill. But I mean, I guess that's kind of part of the base attack skill, but I don't know. Well, we'll see. And then it also has cannot be staggered or fall below 1 HP due to burn damage. That is hopefully for Heathcliff, right? Gain blood flame and burn count in the same turn. It substitutes or returns it. Same turn, substitutes or returns it. That wording is complicated. That's gonna give me a headache if I read that anymore. Flame Rooster's Death Defiance. Okay. So, in this encounter, when this unit takes damage that brings their HP down to 0, nullify that damage, then and this unit's HP cannot drop below 1 for that turn. So, he just gets a free turn of not being able to be killed, which any unit that has that is usually pretty good. Like, and it just for free as well. Then at the next turn start, heal X plus burn on self, percent HP, and remove all burn on self. So it looks like he's able to sustain himself a decent amount. Like, even if he's like soloing and doesn't have any healing ego, it looks like he should still be able to keep himself alive with the heals in his kit. Which I don't think Sinclair had. I don't know if he had self burn either though. The Heishou Sinclair, not sure. But yeah, Heathcliff does have self-sustain, so that's definitely not bad. Combat start, gain X offense level up and defense level up for every Y% missing HP on self. Gain Battle Blood Instinct when meeting one of the following conditions. At clash start. What? At clash start? That's one of the following conditions? That's it? When this unit hits with a base attack skill or when this unit takes burn damage. That's it? At less than X% HP, gain additional Battle Blood Instinct. On kill. Okay, so that doesn't really make any sense at all, to be honest. At clash start, you gain Battle Blood Instincts when meeting the condition of at clash start. I don't really understand, but okay. Support passive. Turn end, if an ally with the lowest current HP percentage has less than X% HP, that unit gains clash power for next turn. Alright, so kind of like survivability. Okay. Battle Blood Instinct for every X stack, deal more damage. That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. For every X stack, deal more damage. Turn end, for every Y stack, gain haste next turn. So he gains haste when he doesn't even have speed conditionals, and he deals more damage because he feels like dealing more damage. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's everything. I think out of the two IDs, I think Dawn is probably what I'm more excited for. Because, like, I mean, it's Dawn, for one thing, and her coin values just seem a lot more consistent. Like, Heathcliff, he might... I have a feeling he's going to end up having a lot of stuff that makes him really strong. But, like... I mean, we also already have U branch Sinclair. And I feel like it's been a while since we got a new Dawn ID. And we also just got a W Corp Heathcliff as well. So that's also kind of... like, we kind of just got a Heathcliff ID. I honestly wasn't really expecting more heishous to come out for, like, a while. Although I guess it makes sense to release it while we're still in Season 6. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm wondering... How full is the roster? Let me check. How full is the roster of heishous? We got one for Dawn, there's one for... Okay, let's go left to right. There's one for Yisong, there's one for Faust, now there's one for Dawn, there's one for Ryoshu. I don't think Mersault has one. Honglu has his ID. Heathcliff just got one, or is getting one now. Ishmael has her Ji Chun ID. Rodia has one. Sinclair has one. Otis has one. Gregor has one. So I think Mersault is the only one that doesn't have a ID for Heishou team, right? I think because he has Thumb Capo ID, but he doesn't have he doesn't really have a Rupture specific ID, not that I can remember off the top of my head. So I mean, yeah, I mean he has his Sync ID, but I mean I wouldn't really use that over any of the other heishou IDs. But yeah, so that's probably gonna be all for now. And yeah, I'm probably going to, like, when the ID's release, I'll probably look at the numbers and then stream that as well. But yeah. Alright, that's gonna be all for now. And yeah, alright. See ya.